Hey everyone, so I know it is coming up to exam time, whether you're in high school or whether you're in university. And so you're creating your notes, you're going over your lectures. What is really important is that you understand how to study in a style that suits your way. So that could be looking at pictures, that could be reading a textbook, that could be actually speaking a concept out loud, or that could just be listening to what the lecturer is saying or what the teacher has said if you've recorded it. So this method of taking notes and structuring essays actually took me 7 years at high school and then 4 years into university to determine that it worked out for me. So I really wanted to share it with you because it took me so long, and I just want you to do so well. So I want to give you one tip that has really worked for me when it comes to planning essays. So before you would get into planning an essay, it's really helpful to go over your notes and organize them. So this is what I do usually when to organize my notes. So if we look at, this is an example. This is done in Microsoft Word, where you create a table. You can have as many columns as you like, or many rows. I really like this because it really separates out the information. And when the information is in my brain, it's like all over the place. But having them in sections really helps me to understand and separate each of the concepts that I need to learn, and just doesn't make me feel so overwhelmed. So this is an example that I was looking at university. You can do this with any type of topic, whether you're in high school, intermediate, university, wherever. So this is system biology in the real world. My first question is, what do people mean by systems biology? So for me, I'm just trying to understand what the heck is going on. There's some more, what are the limitations of system biology? What role do bioinformatics play in systems biology analysis? So you need to calm down. Don't be scared. These are just words, and I do not expect you to understand them. I just want you to listen to the layout and how to clearly break it down for you so that you can understand your notes. So here for the first question that I've got for myself, I've just written this section here, and this was mostly from my notes or what I found in the slides, or it could be from a textbook that you've got in high school that you really like. And then I've included a photo because I love pictures and I can easily explain a picture and absorb that picture and understand it than compared to reading. And that's just how I am. Some people will read this and go like, yeah, I know what that is. But I'm not one of those people, so I like having pictures. And again, I've done the same here. So and also I think some of these questions that I have here are some of the learning outcomes. So in your textbooks, or if you have internals or externals, they'll have things that you need to understand. So you could put that here. So understanding the plant cell, that could be one question, and then you would describe what's in it, write it out, and then you would have a picture of the plant cell with little labels coming out. And so here it's really good because you're just reorganizing your notes. You may not have all of the explanation section here, which is good. So you then go and find that information and place it in here, and then place a picture or whatever you like to help understand the topic that you are studying. So here I've done some more pictures, and again highlighting. I'm a big fan of highlighting because I like things in color. Unfortunately, this was done at university and I was a student, so it costs more to print in color, but if you have the luxury, I would definitely recommend because color's amazing. Okay, so here's an example of how I would plan an essay for whatever it is. So this was exam at university where I had a geography exam and postgraduate studies. Remain calm, do not freak out. When it really comes down to any essay questions, you're only looking for keywords and understanding how to answer their question. So the question is, discuss the 3 stages in the development of cultural landscape studies. So what really I am looking at, the main words that I want to concentrate on is discuss and 3 stages and cultural landscape studies. So basically all of it, but discuss meaning what are those 3, how do they compare and contrast, and is one commonly used or more favourable than the other. So I've listed in bold the 3 stages up the top, and then I literally wrote out word for word my introduction, so what I would put in my essay. And so this is all done in Word, and it's in the table format. So you can just separate it out because I find it easier to look at information if it's separated. And then I've got in the section below, this is like the body section. So main points occur in all three of these. So this is me comparing all of them. And I would literally write out notes that I had in my notebook. The general idea is how to plan it out, so that when you come to the essay or when you come to the exam, you're not freaking out. You already have this plan and this layout in your head. So it's a few pages long because there are a lot of notes that I had. And then I did a bit of like critique and some examples. So it's really important in your essays that you provide examples. You basically clearly explain what each of these are, and then you compare and contrast them. Here is a different science example from my bioinformatics class at university. And the exam question is, describe and critically evaluate experimental methods for protein structure determination. You need to calm down. Don't be scared. These are just big words, and all it's basically saying is that they want us to show them how to determine a protein structure. So first off, important words that I see are describe. They want us to describe different methods for protein structure determination. Before this, I would have done like a big review of all my notes, and I would be looking for different methods. To break this big question down, I've described what one of the methods are. This was one, and this is another one. And for me, I'm a very visual person. So if I look at this, then I can understand what this is. And then going over the page, so I've listed some more methods: electron microscopy, NMR microscopy. And then you'll see afterwards I've put some notes here that I forgot to add, or little reminders. This is another example: transmission electron microscopy. So for me, I love pictures. So if you're a picture person, definitely add this into your table. For me, if I come to this and just look at the picture, I'll understand exactly what that means. So go for it if it works for you. And then I go down to describe just a bit more detail of what proteins are, transform the representation of the proteins, and how the method works. And then here I've gone into more detail about what those methods are and how exactly they work. So in order to keep me on track, I've just put a note here of what I need to find out about those different methods, so I understand the organization and use of protein structure databases. So within that question, describe and critically evaluate experimental methods for protein structure, I've described the different methods by listing them here and having pictures alongside to remind me of what they actually are. And then I'm evaluating them in this section here. So that means, are they good? Are they bad? Are they more expensive than each other? Do they do similar things? And so to remind me of how to evaluate them, I've just put notes here to keep me on track. And again, I've highlighted things because I'm a very colorful person. Well, I like looking at colorful notes. And again, I've put some pictures of the different types of proteins that there are. In true like cramming fashion, I haven't written a conclusion. I've just written more notes, which is fine because I mostly wrote it in the exam. So I hope that helps you guys. I really like this format because it's easy for me to just clarify all the content in my mind. And so when I have it there in front of me, I just practice it and go over it. Another tip is that when I come to memorizing it, I would just bullet point that information so that I could just put one word and then I can remember what comes after it. And so that only comes by repetition, repeating it, talking about it aloud, writing it down, drawing pictures, and then you're good to go. So once you actually have all of your information here and your notes all ordered, then it's just a matter of memorizing your essay. So I hope that helps. And there's no easy way to do it. I mean, you just got to do it. It's better when you have friends around to help you and organize the information. But I think what's most important is you do what works for you. My method won't work for everyone. If you're kinesthetic learners, so pictures, colors, stuff like that. If you're auditory, listening to content like on YouTube. My one friend, she can read just a textbook and then understand exactly what it means. So whatever works for you, you do it. Don't go out copying everyone else, because if it's not working for you, then that's not any help to you. And I just want to tell you that this is a method out there that you can use, and hopefully it will work for you. If not, all good, because we don't learn information the same. So I hope that helps. Please, if you have any more questions or want any more tips in other studying areas, because it's that studying season, please let me know.